Welcome, Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 2 of Daredevil. Man, that felt good. Hold on. That's better. So while I didn't have the chance to binge watch Season 2 of Daredevil as tradition would dictate on account of my Peruvian expedition, I did watch it throughout the week, and now I'm here to talk about it. If you've seen my Season 1 review, you know that I absolutely loved Daredevil. I thought that was the best comic book live-action thing that was made up until that point. While I love Jessica Jones as well, I still liked Season 1 of Daredevil better. The fact that it was more of a crime drama than a superhero show, the amazing villain in Wilson Fisk, the setting, the action, everything just worked. Season 2 hits the ground running. There is no time wasted here in getting to the point. I was afraid we were gonna have to go through a few episodes of the show just reminding us who Daredevil is and what he does, and the show does do that, but it does so while barreling forward. We already knew from the trailers that Season 2 is going to be about three main things. Hell's Kitchen as the battleground and the aftermath of Season 1, the Punisher, and Elektra. So first, let's talk about what I loved about this season. First and foremost, no doubt about it, the Punisher. The way his character was built and presented, nothing short of incredible. Every scene he was in, Frank Castle didn't feel like someone. He felt like something. And he wasn't just an excuse for the show to have excessive violence, but he was a surprisingly deep and complicated character. And I think Jon Bernthal just did a fantastic job capturing that. They could have made him this robotic killing machine, which he definitely is when he needs to be, but he also backs that up with some sort of ideology. And the same conflicting emotions that the characters in the show have about him, you have about him. Something else we obviously have to talk about is the action and the fighting. When I said this show hits the ground running, I meant it, but it also hits everything else all the time. Just like in Season 1, the fight scenes are beautifully shot and choreographed. The Punisher's fight scenes are brutal and bloody, but they never felt like they were too much. Obviously, Elektra, Punisher, and Daredevil are sometimes almost too good, and the anonymous henchman coming at the hero almost one at a time trope gets played to death, but I mean, it's a comic book show. This is what we came here to see. Also, just like Season 1, my least favorite character in this season was Matt Murdock. I just don't like him. Don't get me wrong, I think the actor does a great job. I'm not complaining about not liking Matt Murdock. This is who he is. This is his personality. Holier than thou, martyr, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he is constantly getting called out on it, which I absolutely love. From the supporting cast, I'd say that my favorite characters were Karen and Claire. I think that in Season 1, Foggy was sort of the voice of the audience. He said the things that you were kind of thinking, and I think that in this season, it's Claire. She says the things that make you go like, yes, yes! A minor thing that's kind of nitpicking, but still bothered me a little bit, is the suit. I don't have such a big problem with it. I mean, I did like the Man Without Fear early Season 1 outfit better, but the problem with Daredevil's suit is that it very obviously limits his range of motion and makes him move kind of awkwardly. When he fights without the costume, he's much more graceful, which is how I always imagine him when I read the comics. The actress that played Elektra, to me, felt like the definitive on-screen Elektra, but I do wish that her story was either done differently or if they just would have given us less of it. This season is a bit scattered. It's all over the place. We get some Punisher, then we get some Elektra, then we get some of both, and then the season basically ends. It felt like separate stories that needed more of an overarching story to tie them together. And I think they just went a bit too far with the whole Elektra femme fatale thing. It was the most obvious use of the character, and they just kept repeating it scene after scene. But I did think the character was done well and that the actress does a good job, but the Punisher is just way more of his own character than Elektra is in this season. So I would have liked it better if they made Elektra more of her own character or just diminished her story a little bit. I get that her story is deeply tied into Daredevil's story, but still, I would have preferred either more solo Elektra or just less Elektra. She was still awesome though. This season also explores more about Foggy and Karen, mainly Karen, as she gets her own story of which she is the main character, and it ties beautifully into the main story. I loved her character this time around. I love how it always feels like there's more under the surface, more about her than she lets on. Bottom line, should you watch it? Is Season 2 better than Season 1? Honestly, I don't know. In some aspects, yes, in some aspects, no. I think that generally I might have liked Season 1 better, but Season 2 does a great job in building on the foundation of Season 1 without feeling like it's just set up for the future of the show. Although, the ending, I mean, the last episode is kind of guilty of that. It's a lot of setup there. And because the all-over-the-place nature of this season, it wasn't as satisfying as the ending of Season 1. I can't imagine anyone liking Season 1 and hating Season 2. I mean, it's still the same very solid show. The storytelling feels tight, even though the show gets a bit scattered, telling multiple stories at once. But great new characters, incredible action scenes, and a story that's different from Season 1's, as it's more about vigilante justice this time, makes this season very worthy of your binge watch. And now for the interesting part, what about you? Did you get a chance to watch Season 2 of Daredevil? What storyline or character did you like best? For me, it's Punisher and Karen, no doubt about it. Remember, you can go to bingewatchers.space/vote and vote on what gets reviewed next on this channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And if you're finding Binge Watchers for the first time, well, I'd like to invite you to join the Binge Watchers community. Come talk about TV with us. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel. But in any case, keep binging, and I will see you next time.